And joining us here at 7 o'clock tonight, Parker Welch, Executive Director of the Maryland Farm Bureau. And Parker, we appreciate you joining us here on WJZ News at 7. The Maryland Public Service Commission has just affirmed your organization's right now to represent farmers against this project. So what sort of concerns have been brought up to you from farmers across our state?
Yeah, I really appreciate you having me on this evening. And I like the way that first question is phrased, because while the decision to intervene at the state level really was in direct response from the thousands of voices that we've heard at the local level through the county farm bureaus in Baltimore, Carroll, and Frederick. The issue of energy generation and transmission very much has been a statewide conversation for us. And so our opposition to its core is to protect prime and productive farmland, land that's already under pressure for solar development, suburban sprawl, and other competing land interests. And I'd like to take a second to call out the Maryland Agriculture Land Preservation Foundation, which has really been a national model since the I think 1980, preserving more agricultural land than any other state in the country. And so if we allow high voltage lines to override those easements, it's really setting it sets a bad precedent for the state and really for the whole country. But by far the number one concern we've heard is from our agritourism operations, farm markets, pick your own, on-farm wineries, business models that really allow the public onto their farms, and the devastating impact that could have on visitors.
And Parker, look, there's a lot to break down with this story. There's so many moving parts. And for some of our viewers that might not understand, what sort of things will no longer be available if's the key word here, this project and its construction go through?
Yeah. I think, honestly, the line jeopardizes what people enjoy most about rural Maryland, the open, scenic, accessible farmland, where they can experience those agritourism operations and farm stands, corn mazes, hay rides, etc. It's an industry that we saw have a huge increase since the COVID pandemic, where really visiting farms and those venues were the only activities that you could enjoy. And so this 3-county corridor really is one of the heaviest agritourism areas across the state, with 3,300 farms representing more than 10% of the agriculture economy there. And so this has far-reaching implications to the rural economy, more so than one farmer or landowner. But it exacerbates a broader trend of decreasing farmland. In the last census, we saw Maryland lose 12,000 acres and the country lose more than 20 million acres in farmland. So it does become a matter of food security and, temporary jeopardizes a local food economy that we enjoy now.
Yeah, those concerns absolutely realistic. Again, a lot of moving parts with this, but it is a story that we will continue to follow closely. Parker Welch, again, thank you for your time here on WJZ News at 7.
All right, thank you.